Lagos Island, popularly called Iko, is a city born of water, trade, and resilience. What began as a modest Awori fishing settlement grew into a crossroads where Benin royalty, Portuguese sailors, Afro-Brazilian returnees, and British colonizers all left their mark. Each influence, political, cultural, or architectural, wove new layers into its identity. Lagos Island sits on the Lagos Lagoon in southwestern Nigeria, bordered by the Atlantic Ocean. It connects to the mainland through key bridges like Kata and the Third Mainland, serving as the gateway between old traditions and modern commerce. Positioned at the heart of Lagos State, it remains the historic and cultural core of Nigeria's busiest city. According to legend, the Awori people settled on Lagos Island after their leader, Olufin Ogunfominaya, followed an oracle's guidance. Carrying a sacred pot of water, he traveled until it sank by the lagoon, marking the spot that became Iko. For generations, the Awori lived by fishing and farming, their settlement small but significant. In 1472, Portuguese explorers arrived, renaming the area Lagos after a town in Portugal. By the 17th century, Benin's Prince Adu established royal authority, embedding Benin traditions into local rule. The 19th century brought another turning point. After the bombardment of 1851 and the Treaty of Cession in 1861, Lagos was annexed by Britain, transforming Iko into a colonial outpost and later Nigeria's first capital. Before Europeans arrived, Lagos Island thrived as an Awori settlement sustained by fishing, farming, and trade. Its openness to outsiders brought influence from the Benin Kingdom, which strengthened local rule and introduced new political traditions. The Portuguese landed in 1472, renaming Iko as Lagos and opening the island to Atlantic trade. By the 18th century, Lagos became a hub in the transatlantic slave trade, its lagoon a departure point for enslaved Africans. The 19th century shifted power once more. The British ousted Oba Kosoko in 1851, annexed Lagos in 1861, and built it into a colonial capital. After independence, Lagos continued to expand, holding the title of Nigeria's capital until 1991, when Abuja took over. Power in Lagos Island has always been tied to its monarchy and its chiefs. At the heart of authority stands the Oba of Lagos, whose palace, Ije Idongaran, has been the royal seat since the 17th century. The throne itself reflects a blend of Awori origins and Benin influence, with Prince Adu, son of the Oba of Benin, recognized as the first crowned ruler of Lagos. Among the most famous monarchs was Oba Kosoko, 1845 to 1851, remembered for resisting British interference until he was deposed during the bombardment of Lagos. His rival and eventual replacement, Oba Akotoy, aligned with the British, a move that changed Lagos's political direction. Today, the throne is held by Oba Riwen Akaelu, who continues to emphasize Lagos's royal heritage in a modern city. Supporting the Oba are the Idejo chiefs, known for their distinctive white caps. They were the original landowners of Lagos Island, tracing descent from the earliest settlers and managing vast tracts of land. Another towering figure in Lagos history was Chief Oshodi Topa, once a slave who rose to become Kosoko's war captain and later a respected landowner and political broker. Together, the Obas, chiefs, and kingmakers shaped not only governance but also the cultural and spiritual life of Lagos, ensuring that authority remained tied to tradition even as the city modernized. Lagos Island is not just the commercial hub of Nigeria. The island's culture is deeply rooted in Yoruba traditions but has been enriched by centuries of contact with Benin, Portuguese, Afro-Brazilian, and Sierra Leonean influences. The Ayo Festival, with its white-robed masquerades, is perhaps the most visible symbol of Lagos's cultural soul. Originally a sacred procession to honor departed Obas, it has grown into a grand spectacle that transforms the city into a sea of white, shutting down streets and uniting the community in heritage and pride. Beyond Ayo, Lagos Island is also home to Afro-Brazilian influences, visible in both the Fanti Carnival and architectural gems like the Shitibe Mosque and Ilojoba. Cultural landmarks such as Glover Memorial Hall and Freedom Park, a former colonial prison turned creative space, remind Lagosians that their city has always been a stage for performance, protest, and resilience. Here, culture is not preserved in museums alone, it lives in the markets, music, and festivals that continue to shape the island's identity, shaped by centuries of Yoruba traditions and foreign influences. The island streets come alive at night with the smoky aroma of suya, skewered meat seasoned with fiery yogi spice and served with raw onions and tomatoes. At lunch tables, comfort is found in abula, a rich combination of omla, bigari, and yudu, beloved as the ultimate Yoruba soul food. Snacks like boli, roasted plantain, and roasted yam paired with pepper sauce are everyday favorites, perfect for roadside markets or late-night gatherings. The returnees from Brazil left their mark too, introducing soft, fluffy ajit bread, cassava dishes, and even new spice blends that reshaped the Lagos kitchen. Food on Lagos Island is both street and royal, everyday and ceremonial. Whether in the markets of Balogun or at family gatherings, meals remain a reminder that Lagos is a place where heritage is eaten, shared, and constantly reinvented. Education and culture have always been central to Lagos Island's identity. Schools like Corona School and the American International School have trained generations of leaders, while the Federal College of Fisheries and Marine Technology reflects the island's long connection to the lagoon and sea. On the cultural side, the National Museum in Onikan houses priceless artifacts from Nok sculptures to Yoruba masks, while the John Randall Center for Yoruba Culture and the Museum Center serve as vibrant hubs for performance and heritage. Together, these institutions make Lagos Island not only a center of commerce but also of learning and cultural preservation. Lagos Island has produced figures who shaped Nigeria's history. Sir Adeyemo Alekija, KB. Lawyer, politician, Mason, founding member of the Island Club, and VP of early Nigerian football. He took Lagos society by storm, then ended up teaching Lebanon Cedar. Also, we have Chief Atanda Fatai Williams. From Methodist boys to Cambridge, then Nigeria's Chief Justice, 1979 to 1983, he survived a torpedoed ship to interpret our constitution. Also, there is Bode Thomas. First Nigerian Minister of Transportation and a legal heavyweight, called the bar in 1942. He literally laid the rails for tomorrow, and Lagos's picnic trips. Oba Kosoko, remembered for resisting British interference, and Chief Oshodi Topa, who rose from slavery to become a war captain and landowner, symbolized resilience and power. In the modern era, Dr. Crispin Adeniyi Jones, a nationalist and physician, fought colonial injustices, while Mobology Bank Anthony became one of Nigeria's earliest philanthropists and business magnates. The Afro-Brazilian millionaire Candido de Rocha left his mark with the famous water house, while Erolo Abiola Dosanmo, market leader and fashion innovator, continues to embody female leadership. Contemporary creatives like architect Tosin Oshonowo and choreographer Kudos Onekiko show that the island still produces cultural trailblazers. Fun fact: the Oba's Palace, Ajie Idongonran, was literally built on a pepper farm. Its name means palace built on pepper, and to this day, it symbolizes Lagos Island's enduring mix of spice, royalty, and drama. Today, Lagos Island is both a monument to the past and a stage for the future. Colonial relics like Glover Memorial Hall and the Shitibe Mosque stand side by side with skyscrapers, banks, and government buildings, creating a skyline where history meets ambition. Its markets, Balogun, Idumota, and Marina, remain economic engines, while Freedom Park has transformed the colonial prison into a thriving cultural space. Redevelopment projects like Gracefield Island show how Lagos continues to stretch further into the lagoon, redefining what is possible in an already crowded city. Its story cannot be told without the wider Black world. In the 19th century, freed Africans from Brazil, known as the Aguda, and the Seros from Sierra Leone returned to Lagos, bringing new architecture, education, religion, and food. They built Brazilian-style houses, introduced Catholicism and Protestant missions, and opened schools that reshaped Lagos's intellectual life. The Water House of Candido de Rocha and the Afro-Brazilian Carnival remain vivid reminders of this returning influence. These communities linked Lagos to the global Black diaspora. Their lives tied together Africa, Europe, and the Americas in a cycle of pain, displacement, return, and renewal. In their churches, mansions, and marketplaces, Lagos Island became a homecoming ground for people who had been uprooted by slavery, making it not just a Nigerian city but a Black Atlantic city, one where the global story of the African race continues to echo. If you love this journey, don't forget to like and subscribe, because the soul of Africa has so much more to reveal.